Good to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, May 14th. We have changed to twice weekly updates. Just a reminder that next week our updates will be on Tuesday and Thursday, as Monday is a holiday. Premier has to leave right after his update to join a call with his Premier colleagues, so we'll jump right into questions with Minister Hickes and Dr. Patterson. Thank you.
Unasakulumi sitamek May 14 dan sibulak tio kali malauluni ila makwa tito inahatalang alek tio pinasa ako si ilo ani naggadyaw lek kami sitamek milo dan nalulumi sibulak tio kala ila kali malauluni anit saw tigiya kalanga yo sibulak tio katimini katimagya kalangam
Nunavut ubluku chapake ublumi mitiki lugutan nuban na 19 Nunavut iluani nitoholi tan ako wenaktok ama ublumi mutiki lugu 881 kawi hakto himayot nuban 19 kangi mangata ama 289 ni huli utak kayuguta kwa anyangi mangata tana anya tok taili kut tuavan na tu tinga taksiyak tao yo May 28 mun matana tena ilidaw yo tana nuban na 19 Canada iluani tamani mahuli manunu mi qaiti higwa takatana qabduna toqarlugo Canadian Emergency Response Benefit tana government toqa kunikina ya tana to hanang ilak tu ubalubat kinaw ya lianga miklivali to tana nuban na 19 pidjitaw ni tana kinaw ya tekang kinaw ya government toqa kunit tana toqa ngayo takwa aki toqa lolang matatakwa hanang ilak tu ubaluba takwa ikakaliong mikli yut ubaluba kinaw iliong mikli yut tek toqa man takwa nunu makawya man yang matatana kinaw ya ayaw nangit na ila uktologo pimalu ayaw nangit na kihane kinaw income tax mi piyak ta huitu mat kihane income tax ni tatatilago wiki piyak ta ga koma ubaluba tana kinaw leo tit hundingin na pata tana kinaw utak hin na ga koma mataw so tana ujak tu tau chali nunu mun tana kinaw leo ta hundingin na pat tana qabduna to kam okakana lugo inuktu atitu manilauna Canadian Emergency Response Benefit serve gunakaktaw takwa kihimi piyakakaktud uktoktale manunubog miumak na awak takahuli takwa ay himat tamata kaglilwak tangimata maagawayak may tiyaktak matigit ublalahoy tu lutilo tana ato kaya kakaptigo huli tana numan na 19 tikel lang nakpat ay toloy talangin napta tana hanan naungid niya lang man ang matana mandimi hanan naw lang yung maksuni nunubog miyo kawi man yung akadlagang net nunumorang net ujak tu chalohi kawi hat chalohi kowe hut chalohi akadlalohi takwa makaidlohi takwa pinapohi awlaqawit kinamya mo kalutin na mo mangakpi kakutang na mangakpi kanyak tawga kalang na rovit kawi man niya mata na mo kanyarayang mangata nunubog miyo nokang at chalohi kakay chalohi pinapohi matna. Good afternoon. There is still no confirmed or probable case of COVID-19 in Nunavut. Total number of people under investigation to date is 881, and we are still waiting the results of 289 people. Nunavut's public health emergency has been extended to May 28. This is a precautionary to ensure continued safety. I want to remind all Nunavut mute that the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit Program, also called CERB, is a federal program to ensure people who have been financially impacted by COVID-19 have access to emergency funds to be able to cover their bills and stay above water. This is not free money. It is considered income. It is a taxable benefit intended to help people who have been laid off or whose employment have been impacted because of the pandemic. If your circumstances have not changed because of COVID-19, please don't access this program. If you are not eligible for this program, you will likely have to pay some or all of it back in the future. And I'd like to thank everyone for staying home, practicing physical and social distancing, and keeping our communities well and safe. Our measures are working, so let's keep it up and help keep Nunavut COVID-free. Enjoy this long weekend. Stay careful. See you all on Tuesday. And for all the Nunavut Miut going for the weekend, tell someone where you're going and when you're expected back. So if you're not back, then they will know where to go search for you. All Nunavut Miut, have a nice, enjoyable long weekend. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead with questions.
Yes.
Ken Driscoll, APTN National News. Dr. Patterson. Government of the Northwest Territories has been openly speculating about some sort of travel between the Northern Territories. I'm wondering, have they been in touch with your office with this, and what's sort of the status of that discussion?
Ken Driscoll, APTN Kunik, Luta Patterson. Nunat Meut is a masaksiru to Halangatago, Tamani, Dr. Mavito Simani, you may out Lahatabit Saul Rayak Mangataman Nakanuilingalaka.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's attractive on one hand because we share a lot of similarities and resources, and a lot of, especially for Northwest Territories, a lot of patients from Kitikmeot going back and forth. We've had an email exchange with my counterpart in the Northwest Territories, and we'll have further discussions in the coming days about this. No firm commitments at this point.
Taman atu te hatsera yaktu galoa takumina yaktu ni adjigin ha ruyuk katanu natsera miullo surla nambela hataktu khatir meu tabunga sungum matakusa hataktu tillo tay napilere khatinga tay may tumikhna ya linu natsera meu khatigis mayanga khakhisaw yakullo tutira bigis mayanga kisani naluna taw simayo khalatang ito hanul or hangalatang gayang mga
Minister Hickes. The $2 million that was announced jointly between NTI and the government of Nunavut to help community food programs, is that money out the door? Has that money been delivered to all the clients?
Minister Hickes mapik kutingata na $2 million katutjaulo ni Nunavutunga vikun Nunavugawa makungin nunalini ang unasun ng mga yutana aulak titaw simalaka or piyaw simalaka.
Thanks for the question, Kent. To my most recent information, I understand that it has all been rolled out to the communities.
Kaya na may ito saksi mayang iulo may mota ko ilun na tatangik to tinunalin no piyaw simalakto.
And finally, you guys were talking about the CERB and how it applies to people on income assistance. When you're on income assistance, you have to report all of your income and show your bank statements to income assistance. Then if people have been claiming CERB, you guys would know about it. I'm wondering, do you have any numbers as to how many Nunavut Miut on income assistance have been claiming CERB?
Tana kana tamito agam naktukukina jutsa no ikayuti takuno ngapiyaw ko nakatak si mamata ikayu serta hatak tunod tako alo hawi kina jutsa min inalo na tawga kasungul luti kina yakubi milu nalo na ikutai takuno nga ikayu serta kaswak tunod hawi mavi ikayu serta sutamani no na bumi tatsu mga pisim mangata.
Thanks for the question, Kent. And it's not a simple yes or no on that, or even an amount. Some people on social assistance would still be eligible to receive CERB depending upon their employment status. So it does complicate it a little bit as far as clawbacks go and such. It is something that Family Services is following. I have spoken to Minister Shutiapik's office as recently as today to see how their software would be able to track that information. I know the federal government has announced there's likely not going to be a fulsome review of it until the next tax season, where they would be able to check employment status on a month-to-month basis and correlate it with the CERB payment program.
Kuya na may taan na kiutoy na katsang ito ang eklogo agatoy na eklogo ni amalo katsi mga tanalo na katsang ito. Taako Iqaluit hattaqtu inuleriyikkunni ilangi pikunna qatausuungummata taatsuminga utertitsiviulaartuugalua kisaani taana uqaqateqarsimayu inuleriyikkunnuut ministers utaapimmi ullumi harisaujakku tamakkua qauyissartaugunnarmangaata qanutigi ila kikku piqqattarsimammangaata kisaani qimeqquyausimangittu tamakkualu qanut haaksiyarutaugiali naluneertaugiaqalaangata ammalu taakku eqqinaayangittumini ullattaaqaluarmangaata.
Rajni Sharma, Nunavut News. Dr. Patterson, just to follow up from Monday, has anything changed with the testing device that's in Rankin Inlet?
Rajni Sharma, Nunavut News kunnik Dr. Patterson naggadjaami aperiuyaqataakku qauyissarutiin kangersinermi atuinnaulekkan.
Yeah, it's not yet operational. It's validated. It's passed the tests from Health Canada, but there's some more work yet to be done before we can safely and effectively do the testing that we need to do. And we, in the interest of being cautious, we don't want to make it operational until we're certain that it's safe and reliable.
Agasuli tainaala tammahattanginninga nalunaartaussimalektuugalua ammalu qauyissaartaugiaharninga kanatameanneaharnangittuliqiyerjuakunnu nalunaartaussimalektuugalua kisiani kamagiyaukkanneriaharnga taima attanangittukkuurutautsiaqut lugatuutiqatsiaqulugulu ujjersutsiaqiahaqatta taanna tammahattaluaqayangimmanga attanangittumi ammalu tammahattangiluakkanniliqqa atortaugunnarsilaaqa.
Dr. Patterson, just to follow up on that, do you have any timeline in mind, like how long it might take to get to that point?
Dr. Patterson, aperigiakkannerlunga qangakkuugayaqqa qauyimagi.
I'm hopeful next week, but I can't give a definite date at this point.
Pinasaarusermi qunartuugalua kisiani qangakkuullullattaangani nalunaarsikunnaangittumamaan.
Thank you.
Jackie McKay, CBC News. I just wanted to follow up on Raj's question. So what exactly is wrong with the machine in Rankin? Why are you not comfortable using it yet?
Jackie McKay, CBC kunnik taana aperigiakkannertu tainna summa kisuni piungijjutiqanga kangersinermiittu qauyissarutitsa.
It's nothing wrong with the machine itself. The machine appears to be working fine. The concerns are that the staff are not familiar with the machine, and so they're getting extra training from the National Microbiology Lab in Winnipeg, and that we need to make certain that they can receive, process, and analyze the samples safely without exposing any staff in the health center to an infection, whether it's COVID-19 or tuberculosis or any of the other bacteria or viruses that might be in the sample.
Taanali qauyissaruti qanuingittuugalua piunerartau yukisani taakku ismaaluutiummata taakku eqqinaiyarti tamatsuminga pilimmatsajaugiaqarsutillu ammalu pilimmassajaugiartorsimayui kanatami aangirsijilerigikkunnu Winnipegmi taakku piqattarunnaarsiniangata qauyissarlutik ammalu taakku saqqertauju qauyissartautsiaqattarluti maassiarmarbiuttailitsiarlutik kisutuinnarmu nuvadjuanartutuungittumut puvallunartumut ubbalu qanutuinnaqanimasinnu siarmartauttaililuti taimaa qauyissarunarsigiaqarngata.
I know it's frustrating for everybody to be waiting this time, and we have deployed rapid labs much faster than we are with this one, but that's because, like with the TB clinics in Hickes, Whale Cove and Kingite, we knew that it was only going to be there for at most 2 or 3 months, and it was relatively easy to make some quick but short-term arrangements to make the lab up and ready and functional. The goal with this one is to have it long-term. COVID's probably not going away in the near future, and this is diagnostic capacity that we want to be available months and years down the road. And in order to do that and have it reliable, it's worth taking the extra time to make sure that it's done right.
How you magalo to nga taman na utak hingulang naktut sa ma utak kayo hang amisunik kasi ani khilamik ko tayo ma how you sa rutinik atu te haron nakatak sa magalo to nga surlo puvalud ng mo tamak ko nga how you saktaw gyak to law sa mayo hikiktar jami chekirar jami kingam nilo takhi makko pinga sullo ni ta ko hanu hattalaw ngitulli kasi ani kita kay na hattalaw ngata tayo ma how you sak rutinik awlat sigunat siya akong naksa hattalaw kata Kisa ni ta na kuni ukan na tomato kaya hang naratigo ta na mana no vadjo na nungud jangin mat asib jangin matay ma ato hatta ko manaratigo tak khirasar na ka go rasar nilo tay may man nalo na simat chera so akta botam maksimat singit sa khulgo.
Thank you. Does Cambridge Bay have a gene expert machine to test, or will Iqaluit and Rankin Inlet be the only testing sites?
Iqaluit sa mita ko nga gene expert mo nakaktaw yun ikay sa utin ipita hakkasul iqalun ni kang sinang mit ajingani.
For now, it will be Rankin Inlet and Iqaluit. Cambridge Bay does not have what's called a biosafety cabinet, sometimes called a fume hood, to safely do this kind of analysis. When Spartan gets they're redesigning, reworking their machines right now. If that gets sorted out and they're available for use, then the plan would be to deploy Spartans over in Cambridge Bay and other communities as well.
Man na kang sinang mi to na kay na nato iqalun nilo ta na iqalut sa mita makuning how yesa rutining tukwi simabin ni pita hangima at tanang lo kayang atay mga pita hatin nago. Dan nakaya sa kutiyo yung Spartan, sakit daw kan ni kasana yaw gas naman nga tam makatakon ni kat atuin na ulit kap iqalutot sa may asingin nilo nun alin ni atok daw katakon naksilak to.
Thank you. In light of the NWT's reopening plan, will the GN come out with a similar style plan?
Tako ano na siya may mati palalak tilugit kasuvaliatit sila tilugit tayo matchay nagalano na bugava makungik malilak.
Yes, we're finalizing it as we speak.
Ta na pidya tok panlalak tabo alaman na kalimanitin.
Will you be able to say when will that be available to the public?
Karon na kay hangak ko ato na ulang mga kikuliman.
Plan right now is hopefully for next week.
Pinasa ako si ulak to mis manak to galo.
And I have a question for Minister Hickes. Thank you. Last week or maybe earlier this week, I can't remember, but we talked about the construction season going ahead as normal. Will the government of Nunavut be considering construction workers critical workers?
Pinasa ako si ulak to may balon ita bani pinasa ako sa metamakwa iluliyok ti sanaji tayo kayo sit sala nakakabigi tayo no na bugava makungin tikitit sa katala katamak kuning ikanayak tinig pimakayulot ikanayak ti nakaktawlot.
Thanks for the question, Jackie. And although the majority of the products are considered critical infrastructure, the construction workers themselves would not be considered critical workers. They would all have to go through the 14-day isolation period.
Tamakwa yuti sana yaw ni aktu yaki to yuti pimakayun nakaktaw galo aktiluwi kisa nilita ko ikanayak tingi sana gak to pimakayun ni ikanayahang yung nakaktaw mataulo ni 14 ni inutugak to kay nakatakaya kakayang medyo to yung mevini.
I'm wondering if you're confident that the construction workers that we usually bring up from the south during this season will be able to retain that labor needed, knowing that they're going to have to isolate for 14 days first?
Nalokoting elay ti tamakwa so lo hallo na ni nga to naman na kalo mga te kanayak tit saw ni ato amalo to yung may kay nakahang na so ti ulo ni 14 ti kilaw ngin.
Not at this time, Jackie, and the main reasoning behind that is just the kind of the nature of the beast right now with COVID-19, with this pandemic we're dealing with, and there are contractual obligations for these pieces of infrastructure that have been approved already.
maannang ito agka taman nanuwat juarnak 19 liritillu tajiung itukkuuratta tai may matakwa sanagiartor neartu sulinalunersi mangiluartu.
I'm going to let my other colleagues go in a second. I just had a quick follow-up. Would it be the responsibility of the GN to pay for those construction workers to isolate?
Nunavut gavamakkungi akilirsiqattaria harayaqataakkuninga illuliureartortuni sanayini tuyurmiviminiini.
That is the intention right now. And just to give a little bit of background on that, Jackie, is any delays in construction and penalties that would be incurred from that would far exceed any cost of providing that safety net as well. In addition to the 14-day isolation, we're also putting strict parameters on the work sites as well that Dr. Patterson has been working with community government services to make sure that everyone is clear and the communities are comfortable. We have heard back from the majority of communities, and right now the consensus is to go forward with construction season.
Kingovariartau neartutsaugaluaq ila kingovariartau patatakkua sanajaugiali akitunersaarugajarra contracti kumaligialittinni maligunniirajaratta kisaani attanartumiititsaitta ililutaat akikinnersaugajartatuakko ulluni 14 utaqqititauluti tuyurmivinni kisaani taanna Dr. Patterson aaqqitsisimaju CGS kunnullu malittaugiarharajartunik nunali akaqiyaat saaqaluarmanga taammalu tusarbigissimajaulliqtavu nunali ilunnatigalangirsimayu sanagiarbiugunnalaarninginni.
And just to follow up a little bit from Jackie's question, if you don't mind, Emma, right now we also have a specific email that is set up for construction workers or construction project related, and it's CPHO construction requests @gov.nu.ca. And those, we will have the criteria and the forms out hopefully by the end of the week or very early next week at the latest. But that website is open, and we will have the new process and forms out to contractors as soon as it is available so that they can start the process of their employees entering the isolation period as early as next week.
Jackie peqqutinga kiugiakkannerlugu taima harisaujakku titirarbiujunnartortali tamakunanga illuliortinu sanajinut uvani harisaujakku CPHO construction request @gov.nu.ca atuagartaharniartoq ammalu tatatirialinni paipaartaharniartoq taanatuinnaulertu tukisigiarbik tamakkununga contractarsimajunu pigiarunnarsiqullugi pinasaarussiulaartumi khay alla tuyurmivimmuurtitsivalli agunnalaaleqtui sanagiartulaartuni.
Emma Tranter, Nunavut News. Going back to the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, we saw that the government of the Northwest Territories exempted federal COVID-19 emergency response benefits from income assistance. Has the GN considered doing the same? From the PSA put out yesterday, it doesn't seem like that's the case, but I'd like to hear from you.
Emma Tranter, Nunavut Takoagavamatuqakkutuavirnartukkuut kiinaujassaanu Iqaluit nunatsaarmili gavamakkungi taatsuminga hojanaarsisimammata nunuvatsuarnar 19 Iqaluittau gasuartumi kiinauja ila Iqaluisaartaaxattartunu inuliriyikkunnik Nunavut gavamakungilli qanuiliurneaqa tamatumunga kisaani tusarnalaortuujaanga ippatsataimaa piirtauqattalangamma Iqaluisaartaanguqattartuni inuliriyikkunni.
Thanks for the question, Emma. And just to maybe clarify a little bit, the PSA that went out from Family Services was the intent to help educate or to make sure that people understood the approval criteria for the emergency benefit, to make sure that people who are not eligible do not apply for it and receive it on a longer term basis could actually create more financial hardship for an individual as the Canada Revenue Agency would be clawing back those amounts from ineligible people that received it. So that was the intent for that PSA.
Tukisinartigiarlugu taanna tusartitsigutiulaortu ikajorutaugassualaortu tusart ila tukisigaartitsigumalluti tamakkua tutsiraaqattarniartut taakkuninga toavernartukku gavamatoqakkunni ikajutiuyumik taikua pigiaqangittuugalua pigasuaqqataima uterbiulaangata akkuniunersakku suullu akilitsaqqalituinnariaharsutik kiinauyartigullu atseruutiqa sikannituinnarea hangata taakko taksi yartuleriko kanata meutertitsilaangata nalunangittu taimaataana pitjutiqatuinnalaortu tukisigaa titsissimagumalluta.
And just to answer the question that you posed, it's a little bit more complicated here. And like, I'll preface it a little bit to say that we're continuously evaluating all different options to make sure people that are impacted by COVID-19 have available access to make sure that they're not suffering. That being said, Nunavut has a very different scenario than the other two jurisdictions with our income assistance, with our power rates, with our rental rates, different subsidies that are applied in addition to just the actual money that is transferred. So it's a continual evaluation process. So I can't answer that question right now, but we're looking at all different areas and demographics that are impacted to make sure that there's no unnecessary suffering.
Kiuga kannerlugu taanna ajornarnganila kiuga suarlugu qallattaaqornangittunga tamanna pidjutigillugu attortauneqarnearngata tamakkua attortaussimayullu atuinnaqatsaaqhugattigu ima ajorsalualiqunagit nunavummilu adjiungittuugatta suurlu tamakkua ikayutiuvattu uumaqqutinut illunullu atortuaqqutinut tamakkua adjiuqattangimmata atuinne qimiqqujaugiaqaqajarngata kisiani tamatumunga ajorsalualiqujinginata kisiani kiullattaaqornangitaqamaannaajut kissuni pidjuteqarmanga.
Just to follow up, I know that we've heard from a lot of people who are concerned that people are applying for this benefit who don't qualify, who will then have to pay it back. Do you think the GN has communicated, to people well enough how to apply for this benefit, or is that the job of the federal government to communicate that message? Now we're seeing people are receiving it who maybe shouldn't be, and perhaps it's too late at this point.
Ilapersoreakannerlunga tusarsimagat tamannaissumaaluutiumma tamakkua akilertaussimayutaatsuminga ikayuusiartaartumini utertitsigiaqalaangata Nunavugavamakkungi tusartitsigiallarit siarsimavaa kikkutuinnarnik qanoq tutserarunarmangaata uppalugavamatoqakku tamanna piyatsarivaa.
Again, I guess with the CERB benefit or the employee or the relief benefit, with the application process, and I know Prime Minister Trudeau, when he announced it, is counting on the honesty of all Canadians, not just Nunavut. And I think they've been very clear that whether it's unintended applications, that they're not going to be punitive on it, but there would have to be reimbursement of the funds that were received. That being said, I know I have talked to people that have applied for the CERB benefit, and the questionnaires on the phone, although are very straightforward, and that I think would deter most confusion around it. That is why the public service announcement did go out to help clarify maybe for people that are receiving income support or other Nunavut benefits.
Nalunaarsimamma kikkututserarunarmangaata ammalu angayoqqaarjua Trudeau nalunaarsissimatsaartuni kanatamiulimaanut Nunavummiutuungittunut taakkua pidjuti qangaikayuutiugasuarsuni ammalu ilangi utertitsigiaqalaartuti kiinauyani pissimayamini taakkua taanoqaqatiqarsimayu kikkutuinnarni taakkuagu tutserarluni uqaalautikut ajornangittu pigasuarlugu ammalu tukisinatsiartuni taakkua pigunnangit ila pigiaqangittu pittaili gunnarningini tukisinatsiartunilu tukisinartitaussimatsaartu.
And just while I have you here, I have a question about mental health. I know that's a topic that's been brought up a lot during this pandemic, but I've spoken to people in a few communities who have said, mental health support happens through gathering, which obviously we can't do right now. What is the GN doing to ensure that people are receiving the mental health support they need despite everyone having to be at a distance right now?
Isamalerinamulle aperserumayungamaannaajorsaama palleanartuleritilluta nunalinni tusaqattarsimammat tamatuminga maannalu katittoqareaqartinnagu Nunavugavamakkungi qanuiliuruteqaqqa isamalerinaarmu ikayuutini atuinnaaqullugi maanna ilauqasigigiaqartuqarmi tillu.
Thanks for the question. I think it's very important to acknowledge how creative our mental health workers have had to be under these circumstances, where daily or weekly check-ins with people are just not possible anymore under these circumstances, other than through electronic means or telephone. And it does complicate people that don't have access to that technology. So there has been a lot of effort put in by our entire mental health team, not just in the territory, but with the people in the isolation hubs as well too. This is a very stressful time for people, and we acknowledge that. But there's still the ongoing mental health needs that Nunavut have experienced and continue to experience, that our mental health team are working very, very diligently to make sure that those connections aren't lost. I think that's the most important aspect of it, is the communication side. And I can't emphasize enough how hard I know our mental health workers are trying to keep engaged with their clients.
Kuya na may dana pimarium makaoy mayaw ni ngay sumalirin ng mekanayak tit ikayo kasuangin na tsartot unlo tama pinaso ako si tamalo kaoy sa na hatayo mata kasi ani mana tay may hataw na ile mata karisaw yakko kalaw tikkullo ni tay magaso hatak to kasi ani lang itay may tunatuin na hatangin mata kasi natsuro te hasarto sumalirigo tamani no na bumitong ito kallo na nito tuyok mi bineno tu view yun kawi sa siya kataktot kawi magalo ako nga man na yok takanak tu man irengo na lekson nilo tamakwalo isumalirin ng mapili katigito kasi matitsit siya kaswakto tamalo tu sa makatikat siya kaswakto ikayo kayalingin ni.
This question is from Matisse Harvey from Radio Canada. She would just like to get your reaction to the $34.3 million in funding announced by Ottawa yesterday for small and medium businesses of Nunavut, Yukon, and NWT, and also if there are any specific details of how that money will be allocated in Nunavut.
Matisse Hardy, Radio Canada, kumnik tang nagavama to hakko $34.3 million nalunay kawayang amikiyo to yun namin haktiyo yun. I
appreciate the question, and I guess first of all I'd like to recognize the federal government for dealing with this demographic. I like to think that having the tourism component integrated with the announcement is going to hopefully offset a lot of the challenges that our outfitters and different tourism industries in the territory are facing right now, which is typically one of their busiest seasons for most. I'm sure it's very welcome news. As far as the actual rollout, that information still isn't available from federal government, so we are waiting for details on that. But I really want to take the time to acknowledge the appreciation for that industry in Nunavut. It's a growing industry, and I was just speaking to somebody at Nunavut Tourism, just a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, on talking of how important it is to take care of people within that industry to maintain their business.
Kuyan namin takagaba matohakko tamatumingay kayo tahanga tatamakuningan namin haktiyo yun ay kamalo pulakat tulirin ng motorangan lunay nga tamakko aso law lahat taktit siya tamalo pulakat tulirin ng maaulat siya man at sukong naktukko niya ang tapilo at tumiman na yo piyat sa kaliraya kalwa sa titako at sa kuminat siya kayo ilulingi suliato na ito takiyabo kisuna mga ta malutat ko ako yan namin tabo tamakuninga pulakat tulirin ng mukamabatut Nunavut pula at tuloy kung initanaw katakalaw tatanaw pimakayunin nga nita ko ay kayok tawag yakang ng imaan na uyok makitagunat sa kulong.
Thank you. My questions for Dr. Patterson. Dr. Patterson, I'm wondering the gene expert testing machines, how many swabs can that machine test at a time, and how long does it take to get the results?
Dr. Patterson, takwa kayo sakto rin ang gene expert muna kaktaw yung katsin ni kayo sa kung nasungubat. Kano tigilo atok tawag na sungubat?
The one in Iqaluit can do 4 at a time. The one in Rankin can either do 1 or 4. I can't remember which version was sent, and it takes 45 minutes to an hour to get the process completed.
Halun ni dana kawi sa kuti sita mani ataw chiko kawi sa kutaw gun nasur Kangirsin ng may puigok tang ataw ng may ubalo sita mauli ngayon na kaway sa ng mga ataw chikut malo 45 minutes may 1 hour mo tak kayaw gaya kasi takwa kaway sa kuti sakyak taw gutingin.
Great, thank you. This next question is from a resident in Baker Lake. They're wondering, considering the amount of money the government in Nunavut has spent on hotel isolation, would the government consider swabbing the people when they go into isolation, holding them there until the results are back, and if they come back negative, sending them home sooner than the 14 days?
Hamanito amik ta napik kuti kujaminik Nunavut government kung esa masaksi uti haksumaba takwa to yung maybe may no to titaw yut. How you suck out Hataya Luti Tikila winning in Takwa Lukistiani, Naluna Toba, how you suck out Imini, Handuing Gang, Tamanga Tikiti Towler Luti, my Samayo Hasimava.
It's attractive, but it doesn't work. There's no public health recommendation or guideline anywhere that I know of that substitutes swabbing for isolation. There's too high of a risk of false negatives, of swabbing people early in the course and not missing when they've actually got an infection, then they return home and spread it. And when you swab people who have no symptoms and swab at inappropriate time, you actually significantly increase, statistically anyway, the chance of having a false positive.
Taman na tayo may guminak to galo kasi ni tayo maawla na karon nang imat namituin nat siya na ham nang itular ng matuagar ni tayo may tutakang ito kingum bekta nga karon nang ningin ni kawya sa kutiyo yun inututik si kay na nang mik tayo malo kawya saktaw na katakila may ulo akto kano ito yatin na tayo matam maksimagum ng na kano yung inraktaw galo ang luni tamak ko sakit sa uti katangin mata kano igutaw yun no ba juang nakto ham nemot sakka ko tayo ito nakatayang at tatam maksima unique tema ano ba diyo ang nakakakalawak tilugin.
Thank you, that's it for me.
I'm the Tranter Nunavut Cruz. The plan that you just spoke about that perhaps will come out next week, the reopening plan, can you tell us any further details about what would come first? What can we expect?
Emma Tranter Nunavut Cruz na pamnaw tiyo yung matuyak pala kanila mo pinasa ako si ulak to may sakit taw ulak to ilulingi kisim mga tasolo kisim matuyak kakayakan.
We'll start with internal restrictions first, and we'll start with the lowest risk encounters, and then gradually expand from there.
Tamangan ino na vuilo ani isulit tabiyo titaw yo khasuyo vlek kakayak to amalo takwa siya makbiw gunay nikpango yo pik matuyak taw vlek niksaw chawti kun naksilakto.
So the first phase will start with increasing the number of people who could be together outdoors, opening or scheduling the opening of parks, including territorial parks and municipal playgrounds, daycares, and then leaving it at that for a week or two and expanding out from there.
Sigulak pa mi ta ko mi song nga ta chati valle la kajak tu ino khatigi khatsi ningi kati magum nak ningi silami amalo mi ngoy sirbit tamani lo na vum mi ngoy sirbit amalo nunalin so sila ano pingwa bit amalo pa revit ta ko ataw sa mi makko nilo ni penasa ko sini kingun ni agwasing matu ko ta talak ano ingi ko ta.
Kent Driscoll, ABTN National News. Dr. Patterson, the reasoning for opening daycares early up in the process is to free up some of the stress on people to allow for childcare so that they can provide other services. Same reasoning can be applied to summer camps. All sorts of Nunavut parents send their children to various kinds of summer camps. Are you going to be treating them as daycares, or how are you going to be approving summer camps?
Kent Driscoll, ABTN, kumnikta ko pa revit matuto chawtigi wala lakata ita ko so luang yok kaya yut piat sa ham na nga ta kana yamin ulunu tak palalo tik ta ko aliki aw yakut pa review so tay ma chay na pa review tito kanu ilok taw la kata ko aw yakut so sila no upahat tabiuso.
Just barely started into that discussion. Part of it is older children, young adults are somewhat higher risk of complications than young children, may not need as much supervision. So there's a few things to play with there. So we're still working out the details of that part of it.
Tana uhaw sa riban lali tayo naktabot makwa susik pa unik side ang malo makutut side tayo manubadyo anak temo kano iguti ham nagsagod na sungum mata say may masuli sa masaksi ko tibo taman na matuyak tayo lang mga tayo mahawyak ko sukusang no pa review katakto.
Just very briefly, I'd just like to acknowledge that this is a long weekend coming up. The weather is more and more beautiful every day, and I still want to stress to how important it is to maintain any visitation or any, I guess, going out there and enjoying the community, the weather and everything, to stay within your household. It's harder and harder as the weather gets nicer and nicer, and I just can't stress enough that this is not the time to take our foot off the gas. We have to continue to practice our social distancing, making sure that you're in a retail outlet or in line somewhere that you maintain your distancing. And I really want to thank everyone that has been cooperating all across the territory on these measures.
Nainalogotan na pinasa ko siya nung kutango niya at silat siya ngakatalas sunilo. Tayo matsay na malit siya tuwing nang nakahugot so lupulang katigilo akatangilo ta. Ani katigil na ako silo. Unga sige jo mi katarlo sita ko kayo sige gutigito na lavoino katigito ta kanigite liga ham nang motso lo ne wer be melo ta. Hoyan na mer tugil lo na bo me ta matumay kayo sa mamata.